Your average fan doesn't know what the average fan wants. That may sound like I'm either looking down at the average fan or that I'm thinking way too highly of myself.
No, that's just a coincidence.
Anyway, the distinction I'm making isn't one of ability, at least not solely. I'm largely talking about how much they care. Multi-World Entertainment and Majestic Comics co-creator, the legendary MC Tombstone the Dead Man, often refers to himself as an interested novice. If you care enough about something, you are more likely to know what makes it special. I once made a video about how comic book movies are not meant to be comic book accurate, but you have a group of fans who don't understand that. Even some who have never read a comic. Now, I may never cover anything that criticizes a specific MCU movie on this channel. I have no issue admitting my bias there. So if the main piece of media connected to an episode is from the MCU, don't expect the sharpest of critique of anyone for or against what said movie did. That being said, an instance where I feel I'm not being biased at is how upset people were about Carol Danvers being the Captain Marvel they went with in the Captain Marvel movie. It was a shit show. Wait, can we curse on here?
Has it been 2 minutes yet?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
A very vocal minority was incensed. You would have thought Marvel themselves stole something from each of these He-Man women haters individually. Then apparently Brie Larson said something that upset them even more, so they now could claim they didn't care that it was a woman. Their issue was that it was Brie. And why not have Monica Rambeau? Call me what you want. Whenever an obscure black woman is being dug up to try and prove a point, I tend to roll my eyes a lot. But I digress. Brie Larson said something.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Now, I can't confirm that this was the thing, but I can't find her saying anything crazy around this time, and when you ask one of the guys with this bone to pick, they can't be bothered to share links. So now the Thor Love and Thunder trailer drops. A very vocal minority was incensed. You would have thought Marvel themselves stole something from each of these He-Man women haters individual. Wait, deja vu. Anyway, while I can't prove that if Marvel would have listened to these particular fans, anything bad would have happened, Captain Marvel brought in over $1 billion. So there's that. And since this is a Thor movie that also will feature the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think it's safe to say it'll do pretty well. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't offer the other side of this argument. There are indeed exceptions to every rule. So I have to come with a really strong example to tip the scales. Enter Sonic the Hedgehog. The executive producers royally screwed the pooch. Like bad. Like maybe worse than any video game adaptation in history. It wasn't that long ago. You should still remember. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Well, I tried to spare you. Now bask in it. This was atrocious. Have you ever heard of Uncanny Valley? It's a phenomenon where you get an uneasy feeling due to a humanoid object's not quite perfect resemblance to a human being. The feeling you are feeling right now? Yeah, it's basically that on steroids. Executive producer Tim Miller said, "It would be weird and it would feel like he was running around nude if he was some sort of otter-like thing. It was always for us, fur, and we never considered anything different. It's part of what integrates him into the real world and makes him a real creature." Now, I understand that thought process, but They went way too far. It probably should have rang a few bells when the company behind the character expressed concerns. Tim continues, I don't think Sega was entirely happy with the eye decision, but these sorts of things it's going to look weird if we don't do this. But everything is a discussion, and that's kind of the goal, which is to only change what's necessary and stay true to the rest of it. He's not going to feel like a Pixar character would, because I don't think that's the right aesthetic to make it feel like part of our world. They just knew they were right. And then the trailer released. Massive backlash ensued. Honestly, the creative team deserved it. To presume they knew what was best and just blatantly, radically change these aspects of the character showed a disregard that many adaptations have lingering in the background, but never truly materialized in their final form. They then brought in people who had previously worked on the series, and Sonic was redesigned in a way that served the original design and was still modernized without looking like the kid from Jumanji. All because they finally listened to the fans. But a different type of fan, an interested fan, an informed fan. I guess the moral is that you can't just use a blanket answer for this one. Case-by-case basis has to be the winner here. How do you feel about fans' input on upcoming projects? Do you feel like the creators should be trusted to do what they're going to do? Or do you feel like they should listen specifically to whatever comes from the fandom? Or are you somewhere on the fence? Do you know of any situations where the people should have listened to the fans or should not have listened to the fans? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.